Hello to everyone. I'm Dr. Rachna Rastogi. Today speaking about the power of unspoken messages. That means non-verbal communication. The non-verbal cues, our gestures, our postures, our body language communicates more than what we actually exchange through our words and through our communication. So it constitute a very integral part of our personality. It refers to the exchange of information through our gestures, through our postures, through our body language rather than through words, and thus plays a vital role in any kind of interaction, be it at workplace, be it in a society, or at the time of facing interviews. So it is very uh, much required to come up with a proportionate, with a very effective, with a very impressive body language when we are interacting in our social circles or at our workplace, because it communicates our emotions to the person we are talking to. So paying lot of attention is actually required to have variations and influential communication at any point of time. Basically, non-verbal communication complements and often overrides verbal messages. Even when we are saying, ki, yes, I'm agreeing to what you are saying, if our gestures are not supporting or our nodding of head is not there, that means we are, after getting pressurized, we are accepting somebody's suggestion. So, non-verbal cues are very important. If we broadly think about non-verbal communication, then proxemics, chronemics, haptics, our gestures, paralinguistic features, appearance, the way we are dressed, all these things create our impression. So I'll talk about all these components one by one. Let us come to the body language. It includes posture. Our posture must be very balanced and positive. We should always try to cultivate a kind of a sitting posture which is very open, which is very inviting. If we are not agreeing, then we can keep crossed arms gesture. That creates a kind of personal space that I'm not much willing to talk to a person. Contrary to this, if we are keeping our hands open at the desk and looking straight into the eyes of the person we are talking to, that creates confidence, that creates more transparency in the communication. Even it is said that when the size of the pupil enlarges, it speaks about honesty. It speaks about the trust which we can establish with the person we are talking to. So paying attention to our eye contact, our body language is very important. A slouched posture may indicate boredom or disinterest. Similarly, scratching your head, rubbing the nose, touching the ears, raising eyebrows, these explicitly communicates our emotional, our thinking proportions. Keeping your body straight, keeping it upright, holding your head high speaks about confidence, while slouched body posture, leaning towards somewhere, resting on one leg, resting on your hand, that this speaks that we are not much interested. Sometimes shrinking body posture speaks about your nervousness. So these are different alternatives which, as per the situation, a person should uh, adopt while talking to a person. Sometimes it is needed to show disinterest when you are not actually finding any interest in the speaker's communication, or when you are not getting convinced with the person, then you can keep your arms crossed and showing like, okay, fine, might be the cause, but I cannot relate. So shrugging of shoulders, sometimes this speaks about I'm very much in a perplex that maybe that is a case, but I'm not connecting with it, or I'm not aware about it. So and special thing about body language is that it has been proved that not only in our country but internationally, these are very specific code of our expressions. The way we come up with our gestures, it is well accepted and well acknowledged internationally, globally. So these are not separate or confined to any particular culture, any particular state or country. So working on your body language can definitely add a spark, can enhance the overall persona in our communication. So that this is very important to have a perfect gesture. Now coming on to the facial expression, little bit I have talked about, but you see, when we are happy, our eyes are all wide open. Smile is all open. That is all original, not the artificial one. Similarly, anger, straight looking into the person, not shifting the eyes. Shifting eye gaze speaks about that we are hiding some facts. Gazing and peeping over the specs, that speaks about that you are in my radar. I'm straightforward talking to you, or I'm noticing you. Sometimes fear, oh my god, what will happen, please help me god. So this is a kind of a gesture that we are helping. We want somebody's help, we want a rescue, and we are terrified much. Sadness at the same time, can we all have gone through ups and downs in our life, so we can very well understand. Similarly, oh, what I have seen, this is very so disgusting feeling. That is also very, seeing something very offensive, seeing something which is very weird, we feel kind of a, see, I want to keep myself refrain, I want to keep away. So facial expressions are recognized across culture. These are not something, language may differ, but expressions are the same. That is why I think and believe that that is why 65% communication is communicated through our gestures, because these are globally recognized and appreciated. Facial expressions are recognized by everyone, be it at a workplace. And if there is a mismatch in communicating through words and through expression, that means this is a total chaos. Or what we wish to communicate is never gone straight to the heart of the person. So takeaway especially of this slide is that facial expressions offer a universal language of emotion. It is a wonderful thing that it is a universal language. Try to master it. It is wonderful. And the best way to learn body language is to check the gestures of a child. The emotions which they come are straight from the heart and goes straight to the person. That is why anybody can understand the language of a child. We too are, everybody have a innate quality of, by being born as a human being, we are all blessed with these emotions, expressions and gesture. All what is required is to do little bit of pruning, little bit of conditioning, awareness about that, how we are presenting ourselves, how is my body posture, how am I depicting myself, presenting my ideas to others. So by working little bit on it, we can carve, we can prune our behavior and personality. Next, coming on to the proxemics. Proxemics is a language of space. How do I utilize the language of space? How much in the close vicinity I am going to a person? It is said that from 0 to 18 inches zone is my personal, very intimate zone in which I can allow my family members to move into. A mother hugs its baby, a mother hugs her baby, so that is a gesture that how much intimate a person is. And this even in non-human entities we could understand the same thing, how how the pups are very dear to a dog, how it keeps the pups close to its arms and cares it. So these are very, not even in the non-human entities are prominent. From 1 to 5 to 4 feet जो zone है, that is for a personal zone. If I say then the tip of the middle finger till the elbow, this is my personal zone. Again, only my known persons, my relatives, or to the person at workplace, those who are very known to me, I am in close contact with them, in the close interaction, only they are allowed to come into that personal zone. Otherwise, if we are speaking to a stranger, at least the social zone from 4 to 12 feet we must be observed, from the tip of the finger, of the middle finger, till your shoulder. This is your personal space. Again, social space. So talking to a stranger, we must at least observe this much space. And again, this is a space, and that is why, see, if we go to a doctor, then the stool which has been capped, or the seating arrangement for the patient, is somewhat at placed at 12 feet. During the time of COVID, this has been extended. Similar is the example that the seating arrangement or the table size of the CEO of the company, we can observe that how much space is observed. That also speaks about your hierarchy. That also speaks about the ranking of a person. While talking to senior officials, at least maintain 12 feet zone. That speaks about your mannerism. Don't enter into the close vicinity of a person. But here I would say that this proximity language, proximity, or this space language increases or somehow decreases culturally. If we talk about US countries, then this space is maximized. I'm talking about Indian context, that at least this much space is required when we are talking to a stranger, and public zone is 12 or more feet. Like political leaders, when they address, they are on a podium or maybe on a stage, but the space observed is quite a longer one. Similarly, for the celebrities, similarly for the public figures, they try to maintain a distance, and that speaks about the proxemics. So, cultural variations in personal space is a matter of significantly communicating that how much are you aware about observing space while talking to a person. It influences comfort levels and the perception of interpersonal relationship. Coming on to the next thing, paralinguistic is another important body language, that non-verbal communication that speaks the variations about in our speech, that how we are modulating our voice. If we are in angry tone, then the pitch will increase definitely, and along with the pitch, our eyebrows will also be raised. If we are convincing a person, then the tone will be moderate, slightly very much pleasing, using very simple and elongated words in between, keeping little gaps, and being very persuasive, very convincing, looking straight into the eyes of the person. On the contrary, when we are raising some very thought provoking idea, then our eyebrows are again wide open, and we are maintaining a serenity, a sort of calmness in our voice, with a grave voice, taking pauses, well taken pauses, well intonated and properly modulated voice, where to give emphasize, where to subdue the voice. So this all includes the paralinguistic features of our non-verbal communication. Believe me, it contributes more than 60%, more than 70% even, that the way we are talking to a person, if we are moderate, if we are pleasing, if we are appreciative, then definitely the communication or the words shared will reach to the heart of the person. So here we need to be very cautious, extra cautious, that at what pitch and tone we are sharing our words, we are sharing our ideas. For making a proper contact, for making stronger relations, it is really required to look straight into the eyes of the person and talk with well paused words and sentences, so that the things are well communicated. Even during the business deals, as I have told in my previous slide, that the size of the pupil, it dilates, sometimes it enlarges, and when we are hiding some facts, then it gets very short. But when we are coming up with the trustworthy communication, then it brightens up, it lightens up, it spreads. That is inviting, and that creates a kind of a trust in the communication. So takeaways of this slide is that paying attention to paralinguistic feature enhances communications effectivity. This is a must while talking to a person. Now, appearance and clothing, dressing as per the occasion is very important. Going to an interview, wearing shorts, wearing jeans and a tee, along with very trendy watch, that creates an impression that how much sincere you are for the interview. Of course, it is a very dandy look, should be avoided. Similarly, when you are addressing a gathering, then dressing as per occasion is should be very appropriately chosen. Sometimes companies have their standard code of color, then we must abide by. If we are not wearing the tags, if we are not following the dress code, that means we are not getting along with the people, going away from them. Going to a friend's wedding and wearing a very formal attire, that again will create a kind of a misunderstanding. Similarly, for festivity, coming up with some traditional clothings will add spark to your festivity. So dressing as per occasion is very very important. That includes even accessories do speak. Your wristwatch, leather belt, your purse, your shoes, your belt should be of the similar color, not with lot of variations. Wearing lot of jewelry speaks about that you are not, you are very fun loving and not much sincere. Similarly, hair accessories should, it's specifically for the girls, it should be very selectively chosen at the time of interview. Even we do pay attention to the nail paints the girls are wearing at the time of interview. It must be pastel, not very bright, well groomed nails, properly combed hairs, not touching every time, very frizzy hair. That creates an impact that you are least concerned about your own personality. How could you positively contribute at a workplace? So this plays lot of this plays a great deal in your overall persona. Well polished shoes, wearing sports shoes at the interview, you can understand how much funny it would be that you are displaying a sportive feature of your personality, that rather than being sincere and inquisitive about a job. So dress code is another very important thing. Now, overall, I'm summing up the entire thing. Practice self awareness. That is the key. Again, I'm emphasizing on the same thing. Don't follow somebody's style. See, styling is somewhat that which suits to a person. There are variations. There are different physiques. Our personality is different. The way we carry ourselves should be very selectively chosen, with lot of self awareness, with lot of self confidence, that I am wearing something in which I am really feeling comfortable and confident and presentable. So don't copy others style. Everybody has their own unique style, so don't let that styling go away from your behavior, but try to groom your own style. That is a very important takeaway of this entire presentation. Pay attention to others closely, watch others behaviors, the way they are presenting themselves in a gathering, the way they are wearing, their dressing sense, the one to whom you admire as your role model, follow him, see him closely. But I would never recommend that just copy his style, copy their styling, the color and everything which suits to your body, which suits to the occasion. Try to select amidst that. Adapt to cultural norms when necessary. Cultural appreciativeness is very, very important. Respect culture, know their greetings, know their trends, know their gestures, and assimilate, try to inculcate those features in your personality. That will really enhance your overall persona. Actually, the purpose of non-verbal communication is to add a spark, to make you more charismatic in the times of presentation or meeting with a person, so that when you are meeting a person, you create a long lasting impact. Ki, okay, I met with that person, and that thing is really superb to meet. Person should have a craving to meet you again. So that kind of a persona can only be developed by knowing yourself. Self actualization, self awareness is very important to groom your personality, because every individual is unique in their own way. So I would recommend, don't copy, rather evolve, rather try to come up with self awareness. Power of non-verbal communication is dynamic, is indeed a dynamic aspect of human interaction that can be harnessed to improve relation and understanding, for long lasting relation, for building more connectedness, in and around your society, it is important to have effective communication. So wishing all of you a very happy and healthy relations at workplace, effective communication, communication that enhances your personality by adopting non-verbal gestures and cues. So this is all from my side related with the non-verbal communication. Wishing you a happy and very flourishing journey ahead, assimilated with perfect non-verbal cues and gestures. Thank you.